Been trying to control and hold on to things that you are not responsible for? This podcast episode is exactly what you need. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our Aesthetics podcast. Thank you for tuning in again. I appreciate you, and it says so much about your commitment to becoming the best versions of yourself. Hello again. Kamusta? I haven't been able to upload an episode last week. Actually, every Thursday talaga ako nag-upload ng podcast episode. So this August, I wanted to be more committed to it, and I hope you're all okay and that you always chose to continue and keep going on live. So our episode for today is something that I've learned recently. Yes, even hindi tayo nakapag-show up sa ating podcast, hindi ibig sabihin nun ay titigil na tayo mag-grow, matuto at maging the best version ng mga sarili natin. Many of the things I will be mentioning to this podcast today, or our podcast episode today, come from what I learned from the Let Them concept by Mel Robbins. I listened to her podcast, which is, I love listening to Mel Robbins' podcast. And this one specific podcast episode, the Let Them theory, it resonated with me so deeply. So basically, the Let Them theory is all about the mindset tool that teaches us to stop trying to control other people and instead let them act, think, or live however they want. Throughout my life, I used to think I was responsible for so many things, like I was in charge of how others should feel, or responsible for changing them, or even responsible for making sure they always understood me. And yes, I was wrong the entire time. There were so many things I wasn't responsible for at all. Things I need to let go and let them. I had to unlearn the idea that I was accountable for other people's choices or feelings. Let's never confuse love with responsibility. We can love someone fully without needing to take on the responsibility of changing them. Allow me to repeat that. We can love someone fully without needing to take on the responsibility of changing them. Let's just love them for who they are, and if there comes a point you can no longer carry the weight, that is your sign that it's time to let them go. I came across a quote once that I don't remember it word for word, but it goes something like this. We can only love a person, but we cannot change them. They will only change if they are willing to. This is also your gentle reminder growth and change are okay, especially when it's for becoming a better version of yourself, not just to please someone else. Please, let's not lose ourselves while trying to love someone else. This lesson taught me something so important. We can only love others as deeply we love ourselves. And more than that, I had to finally let go of all the things I was never responsible for in the first place. So here are the three reasons why it's time to let go and let them. First, you are not responsible for anyone else's choices, feelings, or outcomes. This is backed up by Mel Robbins' The Let Them theory. I used to spend so much energy overthinking. Did I say the wrong thing? What if they get hurt? Maybe if I'll explain more, they will understand. I carried other people's reactions like they were my own burden. Until Mel Robbins says, when you stop taking responsibility for the things that you are not yours to carry, you give everyone else the power to take responsibility for themselves. Psychology also confirms this. Trying to control another person's emotions or decisions is not kindness at all. It's overstepping their personal boundaries. Every person has their own life experiences, values, and free will. You can offer support, share perspective, and love them with all your heart, but you cannot live their life for them, and you cannot make their choices on their behalf. When you stop trying to fix, manage, or control how they would feel, act, you are not being cold or selfish. You are doing the kindest thing possible, respecting their right to be human, to make mistakes, and to learn with their own time. The second reason why it's time to let go and let them, trying to control others only hurts you, not them. This is backed up by Let Go and Let God and the Stoic philosophy. There is a beautiful truth in the book Let Go and Let God. Worrying and holding on to what you cannot change does not change anything. It only drains your own peace. I've been there, staying awake at night, replaying conversations, feeling anxious about what someone might do, or forcing things to go a certain way. But all that effort never changed their mind or their actions. It only left me tired, drained, stressed, and unhappy. Stoic philosopher once said that we cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them. What others do, say, or think, that is outside our control. What you think, how you feel, and what you do, that is fully within your power. Fighting against things you cannot change is like trying to hold back the tide with your hands. It will never work, and you will only end up exhausted. When you say let them, you are not giving up on them. You are giving yourself permission to breathe, to rest, and to keep your own heart lighter. So, the last reason why it's time to let go and let them. Real love does not require you to change or control someone else. True love does not say, I will only stay if you change this part of yourself. The real love says, I love you exactly as you are, and I will support you if and when you chose to grow. Mel Robbins reminds us loving someone does not mean owning the responsibility to fix them. I learned this the hard way, thinking that if I was just patient enough, kind enough, or understanding enough, I could make people see things my way. But you cannot water a stone and expect it to bloom. People will only change when they want to, when they are ready, never because you push them to. Love teach us patient. Kind does not insist on its own way. When you let go of the need to control, you free your love from expectations. You love freely without keeping a score or hoping for something in return. And if someone chooses a path different from what you hoped, you can still love them from a distance if you need to, and wish them well without carrying their journey on your shoulders. So let me ask you this. What are you still holding on to right now? Whose choices, feelings, or life are you still trying to manage? Are you carrying weights that were never meant to be yours? I know how scary it feels to step back and say, okay, let them. It feels like you're giving up. But trust me, it's not giving up. It's stepping into freedom. When I first started applying this, my mind became clearer, my heart became lighter, and I finally had the energy to focus on growing my own life instead of worrying about everyone else's. You don't have to lose yourself to keep someone else. You don't have to dim your light just to guide someone who refuses to see your light. You deserve peace and you deserve ease and you deserve to live without the heavy weight of the responsibility that belongs to other people. This is your sign to let go. Breathe deeply and say quietly to yourself, it's okay, I let them. This is not my burden to carry anymore. so much for listening. If this message found you today, share it with someone who needs to find their peace. I am right here cheering you on as always. I'd love to hear your thoughts, your realizations, and what else you'd like to listen to this podcast. I love you so much. I am proud of you and I'm rooting for you every single day. Until then, take care of your heart and I'll see you on the next episode. Bye.